Well, you can see right here before us we have a nice log. My mill really only easily slide through 20-inch. They say 22, but I gotta cut the knobs and the knots off and then it will. And so this one here is 20 and a half that way and 22 this way, but you'll see that this bell, you can see that bell on there, and so you might see it better from the other end. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to square the edges a little bit just so it fits without having to fight with it. It's just easier to do it now than later, so I'll show you what we're going to do. There, take a few wedges off like that, and that's going to make it slide through. A couple of knots here will take off. Take those edges off, and now we're gonna get it up on the mill and see what we can make of it. It's going to make a nice cant. I got my log roller stopper over there. I don't know what this tree weighs, but it's heavy, but it rolls good. That out of the way, that out of the way. There's some stops up here. There's quite a Quite a bell, I don't know. My guide is inside of that rail, 2.5 inches. I don't think that's going to go through there. I think what I have to do drop this so that I can actually move it over. And then I'm going to just jack this end up and the plywood under it. And there's quite a taper, so yeah, I'll see what this here, and we're just going to, easy to lift when you have good leverage. Easy on the back. Don't get crazy trying to do it when they're heavy like that. Sometimes we just use our thought of the moment, and it's a little much, so you have to be careful. I'll get back to you in a minute. Now we're hitting on that side. We have to trim just a little more off. Yeah. Let's try and see if we can make a straight edge. Well, that's got a little bark, but we're going to take 1-inch boards off, so we're just going to do a cut and roll kind of deal. Now we're down here to yeah, that's about 11 3/4. 11 3/4. So that's going to give me nice, I can knock off 1 inch, turn it, knock it off, and yeah, we'll still get down to, we're going to get a few boards. I have 7 on the trailer, so we're going to move them over, and then we'll see exactly what we get out of this one. So we got one off. We're going to take 3 more. We're just going to, one on each side. We'll get it down to a perfect square cant. Make some 1x10s if I want to work. One more flip. A little lean there, so we'll trim it. Well, there is a perfect cant, so we're going to just keep taking 1 inch. We're just going to keep taking some 1 inch. And I'm doing 1x7.5, and we're 9.5 now. So I can take another one off here, and then I'll just stand them up, and that way I'll make a little dunnage at the same time. Little strips. I need a few more, so I just want to keep all my boards the same size, and I don't really have a need for 1x10s for my project. I'm trying to keep it all 1x8, so we'll speed you up again, and then we can count the boards. We know we already have 4 here that are probably, once they're trimmed, we'll make 1x8, or one of them maybe only 1x6, but we'll show you what we got when we're done. Strip I can use. So what I did is I picked up these 4 that were on the ground and put them up here. I can trim one side and trim the other. This one, well, she's close. We got a little bark, but she makes 7.5 inches. So can always trim it if I don't like that little bit of bark, but I'll take that off and it'll be just fine. So we're just squaring it down. Squaring our wane edge, you know, getting her down to about 7.5. We already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's make some more. I think we're set to make 7 more actually out of there. you can go by that scale. I just cut through, so I'll be dropping to 6. When I'm done cutting at 1, I'll have 1 left over, so that should give me 7 more boards. So yeah, that's going to be a nice 13 1x8s. And well, actually got to trim these too, so it'll be 15 1x8s, and then I'll have a couple more 1-inch strips off there. So that's going to be a nice chunk. I'll show you in a minute. Well, there you go. I took them slabs off. I salvaged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 4 nice strips, a couple of other strips, not quite full length, but I'll still be able to cut them into some nice pieces. So yeah, that's a nice chunk of tree. Well, that's what you get out of a 11.5-inch cant. Knock it all down into 1 inch, and can't get any better than that. This was already here, so that was off a different, little bit smaller log. That's the difference between a 12-inch tree and a 20-inch tree. So there you have it. Ciao for now.